Welcome to the GYAT level. Today I'm going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. What the GYAT level is, it is going to be a series of movie reviews where I review the movie and I give it how many something out of 10 GYATs. So it could be 5 out of 10 GYATs, 8 out of 10 GYATs, however good the movie is. The movie needs to be good to get a 10 out of 10 or close. So today I'm reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, although it is not lore accurate. And to be honest, this movie, it was getting trashed on critics, which I kind of knew because it's kind of lore heavy to the video game. So if you didn't know the Five Nights at Freddy's series, I don't think you are going to like it. Or if you also like the Five Nights at Freddy's series, I think you could also not like it. Because they take a lot of creative liberties in this movie. For one thing, they turn the animatronics friendly, which I think was a big mistake. It takes away a big horror factor from the animatronics. You know, I want to be scared of them. I want to be squeezing my balls between my thighs when I see them on screen. I'm not going to do that when they're dancing around with a little girl and being friendly with her. It's just not what the original animatronics were. They're not supposed to be protectors, you know? So it kind of ruins the lore. But there's also a lot of things I like about this movie. Like the introduction of Josh Hutcherson's character, Mike, I think his name was. Anyways, what happens with him, he keeps on having nightmares about his brother. So a couple years before his brother got kidnapped, while he was a kid, he was supposed to watch him. His parents were like, "Watch him for me, Mike." And then his brother got kidnapped while he was watching him, and they're like, "Oh, you little shit, you fucker, you." No, that's not what happened. But yeah, Mike lost his kid. Well, actually, it's technically the parents' fault. Like, why would you make your other little kid watch your other little kid? Like, bruh, do you have no brain whatsoever? And then Mike gets blamed for it, and he actually doesn't deserve to be blamed for the disappearance of his brother. And he takes on the guilt throughout his whole life. And this even affects his life at work. Mike sees the little kid with his father. He thinks it's something sus going on, like he's getting kidnapped, like Jeffrey Epstein's taking this kid or something. But he goes to beat him up, like he kicks his ass, beats the bejesus out of him. Finds out, oh crap, it's just his parent. Like, bro, I should have asked in the first place. And he gets fired from his job. And for some reason he doesn't get in trouble with the police or anything. Which I don't know if the movie just forgot about law enforcement there. But yeah, he didn't get any trouble with the law or anything. Like, I think he would have served some jail time for that. Like, he almost killed the guy. And then after all this happens, Mike, he's jobless. Like, bro needs to touch grass. He needs to get a job. He needs to get off Reddit. He needs to talk to a woman. And he finds a job at Freddy Fazbears. But it pays shit, and the hours are shit, but he can't get a job anywhere. So he takes it. And this is pretty much where the movie starts, you know. What's his name? Come in, Matthew Lillard come in. He was the most obvious killer from the start, though. That's what I'm going to say. They could have made him less obvious. I mean, like, I knew he was going to be the killer because he's a big actor, and he's played a killer before. So they're not just going to cast him and then waste a casting opportunity for the perfect killer. But I get it, I guess. I don't know. I think they could have made it less obvious. I get it. It's kind of a kid's movie, but not at the same time. Like at the killer reveal, when he reveals himself, well, before he takes off the mask, when he's going crazy, when he reveals himself as William Afton, he starts going like he's going crazy under the mask and stuff, and you instantly know who it is. You're like, okay, it's Stu. I mean, you're like, it's Matthew Lillard. You know instantly. Even with the voice changer, you know it's Matthew Lillard. I don't know. They could have done a better job making him less obvious. They should have threw in another red herring, you know? I think that would have made it better so we think it's somebody else. And then, whoa, what's Matthew Lillard the whole time? I mean, well, no shit. He was Stu Macher before, so of course they're gonna use him to play the crazy guy. But you know, they could have done that, but you know, I guess not. And I like the twist in this movie that she ended up being. Well, there's this cop that works at Freddy's Fazbears for some reason. Like she just a security guard, I guess. And Mike just trusts her willingly out of nowhere. I guess because she's hot. This blonde chick, I can't remember what her name was. Yeah, she ended up being revealed as the daughter of William Afton. William Afton was the one who's revealed to the person to have kidnapped Mike's brother, and all these other kids that gone missing that appear in Mike's dreams that I forgot to mention. Mike's dreams, in his nightmares, there's these kids that show up and they're like kind of giving hints, but they won't. They just run away whenever Mike tries to go talk to him. They would just run away or something. The movie also had a bunch of saw traps. I thought was really good, man. I like the saw traps and the saw like reveal at the end that what's her name? Oh gosh, I wish I could remember what her nuts. What's her nuts was? What's her name was? She was William Afton's daughter at the time. And then I kind of like that the drawings had to be used to show the kids what happened to them. So then the animatronics turned on William Afton at the end. Because for some reason, the animatronics were protecting Five Nights the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for some reason with William Afton, which isn't revealed in the show in the movie, but I guess we're gonna save it for the second one. And this movie had a couple jump scares. It had like 2 or 3. It was kind of refreshing that it didn't have a lot of jump scares. A lot of people think it should have had more because that's what the game is all about, but I think it helped. It made the jump scares more scary when it happened. Like they actually got me. They almost made me squeeze my balls between my thighs when it happened, you know. Like there were some good jump scares. So I thoroughly enjoyed the jump scares that happened. I think it helped it that there weren't like a billion of them. I think if there were a billion of them, I think this movie would have been a lot worse. I just think they shouldn't have messed up the lore on making the animatronics friendly. And for some reason, when Wizard's Freddy, he showed up for a second, and then he disappeared, and then he turned back into normal Freddy, which didn't make. And William Afton saying, "I always come back," even though he hasn't died in any of the Five Nights at Freddy's movies yet, just because there's only one. So it should have been saved for the second one. It would have made more sense if he said, "I always come back" in the second movie or the third movie. You know, it would have been more satisfying. But him saying it in the first one doesn't make any sense because he hasn't died yet. We haven't seen him die. Well, I enjoyed the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. It was surprisingly movie. It was surprisingly gory for a PG movie. You know, like I was honestly shocked. I think they took some risks in how gory it was. The saw traps were amazing. I hope there's more saw traps in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie in the sequel. Anyways, that is my review of Five Nights at Freddy's. I enjoyed it. You know, there are some parts I didn't like them being friendly, and some of the lore breaking stuff. But it was pretty good. 7 out of 10. The GYAT. That's a big ass.